What's up, everyone? Taker25700 here with another archaeology update. I am now level 102, and every single day getting more and more focus over how it is I'm going to train the skill. In fact, I spent about an hour this morning looking up what remains to excavate from at each level I obtain. Oh, I got the Roar of Osseous right now, or Osseous. Since I'm at the Ornithin dig site. But yeah, anyway, I created a spreadsheet, very simple, very rough, over how much XP I should get per hour, the cost or gain of GP per hour at each individual level, and the time it'll take to the next level. There are so many factors in play when it comes to archaeology that makes it very difficult to predict exactly what your XP per hour is going to be. It's something that you have to play the game and see at each individual level that you obtain. But it does look like, just generally, using the highest dig site that you can will be the way to go. That's not always true, though, because then when it comes to artifact restorations, it really depends how you want to play the game, because doing a certain set of excavations could be very costly to restore. That's another thing that makes it kind of hard to predict, is how do you want to train this skill? For me, I think I'd like to do a mix of everything. Obviously going to be excavating, sending out research missions, doing collections as they come up, contributing to collections for some chronotes. The skill is your oyster, really. A couple of achievements that I got last night. I finally finished contributing to 25 collections, another critical step toward the Guildmaster title, as well as restoring 1,000 artifacts. I dropped about 30 mil on that. Oh, and another cool thing to note is I finally got my Grace of the Elves. I've been enjoying harvesting from Seren spirits as they've been coming along. Maybe we'll see one in this video, but they've been giving me some items here and there. I'm not sure exactly how much GP to expect per hour, but hey, anything that can help offset the cost of dropping 77 mil on Grace of the Elves is gonna be helpful. Also, according to that spreadsheet, if I do that method that I was talking about, doing the highest level dig site that's available at that level, it's going to cost me about 97 mil from 102 to 120. Now, I have the cash, I can do that, but I am always open to exploring other ways to play the game, especially when it comes down to the materials that I'm going to have left over after 120, or selling materials that I'm not really going to use. That should help me recover some of that GP as well. But so far, what it looks like is harvest from the excavation sites, contribute to collections. Right now, I'm doing the Dragonkin 2 collections with both the autopsy table excavation site, as well as whatever one is up here. I forget. It's the experiment workbench. It's a very short collection. I think there's only about 4 pieces in it, so I should be able to do that over and over again for some chronotes. One thing I have yet to look into is how many chronotes that each collection is going to award, and that's something I'm still finding out about. There is definitely a link between invention and archaeology. I mean, there's a link between invention and every skill in the game, pretty much. But also finding out how worth it contributing to these collections are. Some collections are actually profitable. Even if you do buy the materials yourself, you make that money back plus some in chronotes. As you can probably tell, I'm doing a high intensity method. I still have about 2 days until I can complete all of the archaeology research that I need to hit Guildmaster. That is my last requirement. I have like 124 hours of research now, and I need to get 168 for the Guildmaster qualification. So that's going to happen tomorrow night, and I'm certainly going to be releasing a video for that. I've been looking forward to that, been working toward it for the better part of a week now. I did take some shortcuts. I restored a bunch of the Venerator daggers and crossbows that I had in my bank. I just said, you know what, let me just buy them. I'm gonna need like thousands of each of these, and I'm not gonna be staying at material caches for, you know, days and days on end. I'd rather just buy it and get it over with and recover the GP some other way. So yeah, also looking at some perks that I'm going to add when I eventually get the Madoc of Time and Space. I'm thinking Honed 6 is a given. I haven't been able to decide if I want Furnace, Fortunate, and what tier of each of those. So if any of you have tips, please let me know what you use. I know that it all has to do with what you want, because everything that you use is going to have its pros and cons. So like, for example, the Flow State Relic, I almost have access to that. I just have to actually make it, or I should say make the item to get the Flow State Relic. And the benefit of that is that you have more precision, so you should get more artifacts per hour, but the cost is that you get less soil. So let's say that obviously I'm going to be restoring artifacts. I'm going to want a lot of materials that could very well be gained through soil. And if I'm not getting any soil, I'm not getting all those extra materials. I'm going to have to buy them. So it's really just a cost-benefit analysis. Maybe I'll decide later on down the road, if I get like bank-making loot from the Seren spirits, maybe I'll decide to go for the Flow State Relic. But I would like to minimize the impact that this has on the bank. Even though, flat out, I can get 120 with the GP that I currently have. I've also been enjoying having Didymus the Lorehound out. He's pretty good. Oh, and speaking of which, I just found the last page that I need for this mystery, the Painted Black page. So in a few moments, I'm going to head over to Mr. Mordaunt, turn that in, get some XP. But yeah, it's high intensity right now, but maybe later down the road, especially when I unlock the Madoc of Time and Space tomorrow night, then I think I'm going to be spending a lot less time keeping up with the time sprite. I'm gonna have to see, gonna have to compare rates. Some say that it's a very marginal increase in artifacts and XP per hour by playing high intensity. Some players say it's not worth it and they play with medium intensity or AFK. But definitely let me know down in the comments which method you prefer. I have heard of people that will go high intensity all the way to 120, maybe even all the way to 200 mil. And some players who, you know, it would drive them crazy. I guess it depends on what you're willing to tolerate. I am only just breaking into what I call the critical path of the skill and my path toward 120. So I am still fresh. I haven't been too worn out from the high intensity so far, but with greater levels, greater experience rates per hour, that may very well change. I may go down to medium intensity. I may go AFK. We're going to have to see what happens. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to update you real soon once I get the Guildmaster qualification. We'll have a video of the ceremony. Any tips or comments, leave them down below. Thank you for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe. Have a good one.